Long before I have my first laptop, I used to have a desktop computer. You know, a really old, bulky, and thick one. It comes along with two speakers and a pretty decent keyboard. The desktop though already appeared in my house long before I exist. My family always use it to listen music, send email, etc. Anything regarding doing work. As for me, I can only watch from the sideline, since I have no idea how to use it. It wasn't until many years later in the new millennium that I finally able to learn everything they taught me. And eventually I end up using Microsoft Paint for most of the time. At that point, beside my television and my PlayStation, I don't even know I can play games on my desktop. Then one day while I was visiting one of my cousins, my attentions were attracted to his desktop. That is when I saw a game being played on the desktop. A game called Shark Tale. From what I recall, it looks like an open world 3D game. And mind you, it was around that time when Shark Tale, the movie, came out. So it's safe to say my cousin is a movie fanatic. While everyone hates the movie, I actually enjoy it. Am I the only one that likes it? Comment below. My cousin sees that I was enthusiastic, decided to help me out. He brought along the game disc, went to my house, installed it, and I was beyond excited. I opened the game, about to start my new adventure, and then the game crashed. It turns out my old desktop was so old that the game would not run at all. I was pretty devastated, but I did not cry, let me tell you. But it doesn't end here. My cousin took out another disc, puts it in my desktop, and then it actually works this time. However, it's a game I never heard of. After Dark Games. A game compilation of 11 games. It might sound like nothing by today's standard, but back then, I know nothing about gaming, so I was hooked by most of the games due to the simplicity of the game's nature and charming graphics. Each games are like a box of jelly beans. You will never know what you will get. The games were so fun that it attracted the attention of my family as well. Me, mom and dad would occasionally host a gaming section to see who can compete for the highest score. It was a good time, but then my desktop broke, and that's how I get my first laptop. Lots of things were lost in the sense of time, including After Dark games. Well, it was the case until recently when I watched a video from LGR where he reviews this game, and voila, my memories returned yet again. I tried looking up for the game, but it wasn't sold digitally. It makes sense since the original developer is not around anymore. In case you don't know, the game was made by Berkeley Systems, and upon further research, they were the one that made After Dark, a series of screensavers. On the other hand, Sierra Online, the juggernaut of point-and-click games, in 1996 was acquired by CUC International to be part of the CUC software, aka Vivendi. You know, the company that acquires game love and makes their game even worse! Fast forward to 1997, Sierra acquired Berkeley Systems, and in the very next year, releases After Dark games, and that's when I realized the game are based off the screensavers. However, that's when things went the other direction. Due to the acquisition, Berkeley became the US headquarters of Flipside.com before becoming a betting site. In 2000, ceased to exist. Sierra rebranded as Vivendi Games in 2006 before merging with Activision to become, you guessed it, Activision Blizzard, but then closes the door in 2008. Anyway, back to the topic, I tried looking up for the physical copy, and man, they are either rare or expensive. Man, Nostalgia sure is expensive. With no other options, I have no choice but to resort to alternative way, and even after so many years not getting updated, the game still runs flawlessly and my tears of excitement were rolling down like a Ferrari tractor. I've never been this excited since the announcement of Clenova last year. It feels so good, ho! So today, to celebrate the pre-anniversary of After Dark games, I'm gonna talk about each games and rank them based on my liking. Keep in mind, this is just my opinion. First up, Hula Girl, my mom's favorite game. You play as this girl with her hula trying to jump down the platform. You only have left-right control to move around, so you gotta be careful. Oh, don't think about leaving the screen to appear on the other side, because it will not work. The timing needs to be perfect so that you can land on the platform as it's about to appear. You probably see this game everywhere else, but there's one thing you won't see. Yakometer. The stage themselves are littered with various enemies like spider, frog, and your alter ego. Touching them and your meter will go down and risk losing a life. Hula Girl is your typical spoiled kid who hates everything that have to do with vegetable. If you eat the broccoli, she hates it. Instead, eating any of the cakes and soft drinks will bring the meter back up. Kids these days. Ugh. Overall, it's a simple game with good soundtrack, hindered by this spoiled kid. Fish stick. Fish stick! Get your fish stick here! It's a typing game where you have to type out the word based off the letters on those fish. It reminds me of typing Shock Deluxe, where you have to type everything on the screen. But here, the pesky fish switch up the letter, making you guess the word correctly. It's actually pretty fun trying to figure out each word and relaxing as well, since there's nothing stressful to make you panic. Sometimes those words will switch around in a way where it's hard to predict the answer, but then you click pass and it shows you the answer that is too obvious. Oh, what's this one? What this one? I can't figure it out. I don't know, Skip. I'm an idiot. It's a relaxing typing game, and I like it. Roof Rats, me and my mom favorite second game. On paper, it may look like your typical puzzle game, where you have to click away 2 or more matching tiles to clear them off. And while you might be right, there is something else special. As the name suggests, they are a bunch of characters that are stuck on top of the tiles. You got a dog, a macho man, a kangaroo. Yeah, this game is really strange, and that's why we loved it. At a specific height, those characters will jump off and escape from the tiles, making your life much easier. It's actually very satisfying watching them get down and walk away. It makes my inner self really happy for what I've done. Except for the dog. This is a really good game that separates itself from anything else on the market. Solitaire. There's no need to explain. It's basically solitaire. Everyone knows what it is, everyone knows what is solitaire, and everyone including myself already played the many other variations of solitaire. Despite having multiple card theme, it's still solitaire. There's nothing special about this solitaire at all, and I got bored quickly because like I said, it's solitaire. Roger Dodger, my all-time favorite in this collection. You control this purple glowing ball around the maze and you have one job. Collect all these green items in the maze and then enter the flashing light to move on to the next level. The items include things like Alliance, Superstar, and Infinity, which replenishes your health/time limit. Each levels are pretty unique since you will deal with pretty unique type of enemies. There's this one that moves in a direction and changes at a corner. This one, which is the worst one because you can't predict where he is going. This one that drains your time when touch it, which is the least of my problem. You're gonna have to prepare some strategies if you want to survive. Each level has specific obstacles for you to overcome. This particular level, where you have to enter different portals to come out at the right area, is pretty unique. In some levels, there are doors where you can rotate the door to enter while also divert away some of the enemy placement. I used to play the hell out of this game, and now I rediscover it. I'm gonna do the same as well. Zapper. It's a quiz game where you are not allowed to answer more than one word. All you have to do is answer yes or no. The game gives you a question that you have to answer. There's no room for argument, just yes or no. The question consists of the most trivia thing you could ever imagine, as if you're part of a game show. Some of these questions are out of my alley. How am I supposed to know David Ben Gurion was born in Poland? How do I know Hal Ashby directed Being There? How should I know xenophobia is fear of dogs? Okay, the last one is on my own. Unless you have knowledge on some of the most useless trivia, don't play this in front of your family. Mowing Maniacs. Anyway, it's obviously a Pac-Man clone. You have to clear all grass in the given stages. You have this item which lets you move faster and kidnap the enemies. Oh, and also you can knock down most obstacles. As a guy who isn't interested with Pac-Man Classic as a whole, which means I couldn't care less with this one. Bad Dog. This is my dad's favorite game, and I always see him play it when he got free time. Right, Dad? Oh wait, he went underground for some diamond sword and hasn't returned. Anyway, Bad Dog is like fish stick, where you have to type out the correct words, but I argue this is even worse. This guy is just minding his own business, but then this stupid dog came out of nowhere and causes this guy to hang in midair. He is really a bad dog. Your job is to try to rescue this guy by typing the correct words with a given letter. At first glances, you might be able to get some words correctly, but then realization kicks in and you arrive at a dead end. Okay dude, I already tried everything. Like I came up with every single word that I could imagine. What else I could think of? How was that supposed to be a word? Nobody tell me that. Next time when someone is trapped and wants my help, I will gladly say no. Toaster Run. Inspired by the famous toaster screensaver. Yeah, a toaster with wings. Why isn't this thing trending yet? Here you can throw a toaster with wings in an isometric point of view where you have to guide this little toast around this creepy house. It's actually hard to see the exact position of where you can/cannot land on, and you guessed it. I keep hitting everywhere before I can accurately predict my angle. Once you understand it, you then fly around the house and complete the objective. Along your way, you can pick up items that does nothing besides adding points and also collecting pieces of toast because you are a toaster that replenishes your health. You then fly through this dining table. Don't stare at me! I'm a toaster! I did not steal your food! Then you run through this whole section where this idiot dog continued to cause trouble. You climb the stairs, reach the bathroom, get into the air duct because why not, and you arrive at the destination. This doesn't make sense at all. So you reach this final frontier. You then went to the box, picked up the baby, and dropped sand into the crib, and the game ends. Is this how babies are made? Seriously, is this how babies made? I mean, you get a box, put a bread inside, and voila, a baby will appear. Wow! Forget any religion. Forget it. Praise Toaster. Toaster is my new religion. Foggy boxes. More like cheating boxes, am I right? You and your AI rival draw lines to create boxes which almost plays like tic-tac-toe. You draw a line, the AI rival draw a line, and both try to outsmart each other. Whoever covers the most territory wins. Which is impossible. The AI seems to understand your moves, and before you know it, it's already over. I got cornered so badly that anything I do from here on is pretty much over. How am I supposed to do this? And finally, Mushu tiles. Here you got a group of mahjong pieces, but instead of doing the usual mahjong thing, like what you always see in the movies, this one is basically a matching tile. You find both tiles with same patterns to clear them off, but with a twist. You can't really clear any of them, especially those that are stuck in between a bunch of other tiles, or those that are stuck underneath. You can only click on any tiles that are free from any obstacles. From there on, you just click away till you clear. Once you do that, you get a fortune cookie. Nothing is so bad that it can't get worse. Oh no, it's basically your matching game, where you can switch to teams, but nothing special actually. And that's my review on After Dark games. A cool compilation with 11 games. Some are good, some are mediocre, but overall my experience are still as good as when I used to play for the first time. I guess it depends whether it was your nostalgia or not to see if you like it. But for me, I will cherish the moment for as long as I could, especially for what the game contributed to my family. Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else to say apart from I was able to revisit my nostalgia and I'm still happy to do so. At least it's not a lost media. That's all I gotta say with this video. If you enjoy what you see, be sure to like, share, subscribe and turn on notification bell so that you won't miss a thing. Comment below your opinion on this game. Have you played it? Have you heard it? Have you seen it? Let's have a peaceful discussion. And if you wanna follow me what I'm doing, follow me on Twitter because I'm mostly active there. Thank you for watching. And while you excuse me, I want to re-review one of the game I did in the past.